All right, so we got the measurements. On this side, it's 2 inches from that line, and then it's 2.5, 2 5/8 right at the curve. It stays at 2 5/8, and it goes back up to 2.5, 2 3/8. And then in the center, this is right underneath the logo. It goes to 1 3/4. And then we go again. This is the reverse from the other side. 2 3/8, 2.5, 2 5/8, 2.5, 2. And that pretty much covers all the measurements where I'm gonna be cutting. Here we go. We're ready to cut. All right, so my trimming is not the best, but it ended up being trimmed fairly short up top. I think in the end, I only left like 1 1/4 inches in the very front, from the lip here to the bottom here. It's only about, let me get the ruler. It's only about 1 inch and a quarter or 1/8. All right, so the next thing is to install the rubber trim. Let's see how that goes. Okay, this trim seems to be about 1 inch to 1.16 inches. And I'm gonna install it all around the trim, around the bumper here. And I got a mallet. I saw a video that you're supposed to hit it like this to get it to install. So if I can't push it by hand, I'm gonna be using this mallet to insert it in, because it's pretty hard. It's not going in easy. All right, I'll show it when I'm done. As you can see, it's going in, but you have to push it hard. And a few times I've had to hit it with the mallet. There's a metal liner that prevents it from, going in easy. You can see right here at where I cut it. You can see that metal liner inside that is really gonna hold it in place. So that's what you're dealing with when you're trying to install this trim. And this is the trim that I got from Restless Offroad. So I'm not exactly sure where you would buy it, but it's a pretty heavy duty rubber trim. So that's gonna be good. But my bumper cut ended up being fairly aggressive. Like I said, I ended up with about 1 1/4 inches in the front, which is pretty short. But I think that's gonna fit the bumper much better. There was also some rust here, so I brushed it off and spray painted it. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, this side is not as bad, but I will brush it and give it a coat of paint in the bottom. All right, now I have a 3-pound mallet and I'm gonna hit the studs so they come off. So I already hit the bottom one and I hit it like 5 times, boom, and then it comes out. So now I gotta do the other 3 and then the other 3 on the other side. So 6 of them come off so I can use the standard hardware that comes with the bumper. All right, so that's what's going on next. All right, they're off, but not all of them took 5 hits. Some of them took 20 hits. Some of them were bolted in there pretty good. Only one took about 20 hits. All the other ones, 5 or 6 hits and they came off. Maybe because that was my left side too. On the right side, they came out fairly easy. On the left side, it took a lot more effort. Right? So for comparison purposes, this is the new hardware that comes with the bumper from Restless Offroad. It is a class 10.9 and it comes with these nuts that have the nylon, and it also comes with this to put in the front of the bolts. And these are the factory ones. These are the factory ones. Alright, so I cleaned up the area just a little bit. I did have to remove the bolt on this bracket so that I could fit the bolt through back here. It doesn't fit with this bracket on. So on the other side, the bracket is bent, so it fits okay. But this is ready to mount the bumper into this bolt. This is still the factory bolt. And I have the bolts and the bracket in the front. The little washer is pretty thick. This goes in front of the nuts on this side right here. And then here's the other side. It's also touched up with a little bit of paint. The factory bolt is still there. And then here are the bolts ready to be installed. I'm gonna put the bumper on the jack, lift it up, and align it to those 2 holes. To those 2 factory bolts, and then tighten everything. And I'm still waiting for the bracket that goes on the back side here, and it goes, it goes behind here, through here, and then back here, because I don't like, there's a weld right here, and or it looks like a weld, it may not be, but there's a crush bar right there, so I don't know if these things are may get crushed if you're winching, or it may get separated like that video that I had on a Prado 120 where this thing came off. So the other bracket's gonna go from back here through these holes, back up through underneath here, and that should provide really good support for either winching or kinetic rope extraction. Anyways, it's probably overkill, but I wanted it that way. Okay, we'll see how it looks with the bumper on. Okay, so now we're going to tighten some of the bolts. I already tightened the one on top, so let's tighten this one here in the middle. Let's see. These are 14 inch. Let's see. All right, so let's review. I haven't torqued them yet, but the bolts are in. These are the, oh, I haven't torqued the inside one either. So I need to torque them down. Here's what it looks from the top. That rubber trim really covered up all my bad trimming of the bumper, and I probably need to push it out here, but overall I like the way it came out. Looks good. Well, I'm just waiting for the connectors to arrive from Amazon to connect the wires. Those are the DT connector plugs, 2-pin, and I'll be able to get my lights connected. But that's it. The bumper is installed. I'm still waiting for that heavy duty bracket, but I like the way it came out. Now I can go hit some of the trails.